Hello, my name is Mitchell Pearson, and in this video, we're going to take a look at the TOPN feature capability in Power BI and how we can use that to rank our categorical data. Maybe you just want to see the top 3 rows or the top 5 categories within a particular year or what have you. And the TOPN feature capability is features that's inside of the user interface. You don't have to write any DAX for this. However, I was recently working with a customer and we were implementing this solution, and then the customer wanted a little bit more. And we had to pivot and we had to use the RANKX function instead. And the reason for that is because the TOPN capability that exists that's really easy to roll out and implement actually does have some pitfalls. And when we get to the later part of this video, which is a very quick video, I'm actually going to show you how to leverage RANKX and how to get around some of those pitfalls that exist with the TOPN feature capability. Now, here's the deal. I do virtual mentoring with customers all the time. If you're curious about that, you want to do virtual mentoring one-on-one sessions with myself or any of the other trainers here at Pragmatic Works, make sure to take a look at the description below and find out more information about just how you can get virtual mentoring hours and sign up for that and then schedule that with our team. What I want to do is jump right in. I want to take a look at this TOPN capability. And on my screen here, I have my sales by year and by country. And so initially what I want to do is I just want to return the top 3 countries for each year, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008. So what we can do, if you've ever done this before, is in the filters pane in Power BI desktop, I can come to country, click on this drop down right here, and I've already changed it here because I was playing around with it. And I can change this over to TOPN. Normally, when you open this up, it's going to be on advanced filtering, or it's going to even be on basic filtering where you could choose what you want. But what we're going to do is we're going to tell it we want to get the TOPN. And when I click on TOPN, I can then tell it what number I want to return. Do I want to return 1, 5, 10, 15? It's up to you. I use this capability a lot with report page tooltips, where I build a report page tooltip on another page. And then if you hover over something, I want it to only show the first 15 rows or so on and so forth. So I can put top 3 in here, but you're not done. We can't hit apply filter yet. So what we have to do is we have to effectively find one of our measures that we want to use to determine the top 3, like total sales, put that right there and then apply filter. And what you'll see is that for each grouping of year, I have 3 countries available. So for 2005, we have Australia, United Kingdom, United States. For 2006, we have Australia, United Kingdom, and United States. And you actually see that same 3 countries for every year. Now, at first glance, here's the thing. At first glance, this looks correct. At first glance, and it might be, depends on what you want. So let's be very specific with that. But it's not really what I would expect. Because what I would expect is that within every grouping of year, I get the top 3 countries for that year. And if I'm telling you that that's what I would expect and that this isn't what you might expect, then that would imply that that's not what it's doing. And in fact, that's not what it's doing. What it's actually doing here is it's getting the top 3 countries, irrespective of whatever the filters might be, in the model, and it's deciding that before other filters are added. So no matter what filter you add in here, whether you add filter on customer, on product, on year, on geography, on temperature, on other things, it doesn't matter. The top 3 countries are always going to be Australia, United Kingdom, and United States, because that is predetermined before any filters are applied. In other words, the TOPN feature capability that we're using, or this filter type, is not being subjected to all the different filters that might be applied. There's no filter context there, right? And that's where DAX measures come in and give us more versatility and flexibility. And so what I want to do is I want to show you the difference between this. Now, we were looking at this more of in like a clustered kind of column chart perspective right here, but in this class or in this video, what we're taking a look at is the table, because it's easier just to see the data and see exactly what those different things look like. And so I'm going to copy and paste this right here, right there, just like that. I'm going to copy and paste that. And then what I want to do with it once I've copied and pasted it is I want to go ahead and I want to do something a little bit different. So on this new one, I'm going to clear the filter that we put on that TOPN. So we have all the countries back again. And now I'm going to use a function in DAX. If you followed me for any length of time, any of my videos, you've heard me say this again and again. My favorite functions in DAX are X functions. This one is no different. I love the RANKX function. So we're going to use the RANKX function. And like all other X functions, you're going to pass in a table or a table parameter right? A table variable, and you're going to iterate over that table variable. You're going to return a value for each one, and then at the end, you're going to rank it. And so that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to right click on internet sales. I'm going to create a new measure, and I'm simply going to call this one right here my country rank, right? So let me zoom back out there, zoom in here. I use Control plus the mouse wheel to zoom in and zoom out if you've never done that before. When you get on a virtual mentoring call with me, it's one of the first things I'm gonna have you do because I need to be able to see your screen and read your code. So we're gonna do country rank, and then I'm gonna do equal, shift enter down to the next row. And what I wanna do on this next row is I wanna start building out our rank function so that we can rank each of these different countries within the filter context, right? So I'm gonna do RANKX. And then on this next row, what it wants, it's an X function, it wants a table or a table expression. So I'm gonna use the all function here to return a list of all of the countries from my geography table. That's what this is going to do. So this all function is gonna return all countries. So if I'm looking at Australia, it still returns all countries. If I'm within the filter context of France, it still returns all countries. So I have to wrap that in an all statement in order to return all countries. If you feel more comfortable using something like remove filters there, same kind of idea, you can use remove filters. The real magic is, okay, well, how do you rank it? Well, I'm gonna rank it by doing total sales. So I'm gonna come down here and do total sales, and I'm going to rank each and every one of the countries by total sales. Now, the difference here is that because this is a measure, it is going to respect all of the filters that have been applied within the filter context, unless I explicitly override, change, or modify those filters. So for example, if you look at this RANKX function, I am not making any modifications or changes whatsoever to the date table or to the year that is coming from the date table. So I would expect that for each year, the ranking that I receive is different because it's ranking it based on the year filter that's in the filter context. And if I were to add a filter on temperature or customer or product, I would also expect that changing of the ranking, which it would, exactly what it would do. And so that's kind of the benefit of this capability. Now, once I'm done, I can hit enter. I didn't hit enter, I just kind of clicked away, but then I can add it into the table. Now, by adding it into the table, I can now take a look at my ranking and kind of get an idea within each year. So if you look at the year 2005, you'll see that my top 3 are going to be Australia, followed by the United States, followed by United Kingdom. If you go to 2006, you get Australia again, followed by the United States, followed by no, not United Kingdom. Gotcha. It's followed by Canada. It's actually different. And this shows you the difference between the RANKX function and TOPN. Now, you might say to me, well, Mitchell, which one should I use? Well, it depends on what you're looking for here. The RANKX function requires a little bit of knowledge with DAX. It requires a little bit more work on your part because you're going to possibly have to maintain that over time and make sure you understand what context it's being used within. The TOPN function, though, might not be giving you exactly what you want, so you're going to have to decide which way you want to go with that. And so, like I said, this is something that's come up for me many times in the past where I've had to choose between which route I wanted to go. Now, here's the deal. We're not done. You get a little bit of a bonus feature here, right? Because how do I filter by country rank? Can I filter by a measure? Can I filter down my report visual by a measure? Well, that would be different, right? Because most of the time when we filter in Power BI, it's by a column, it's by an attribute on a table, not by a measure. But of course, yes, we can filter by a measure. And so the way that we filter by a measure is I'll come over here to the right, and actually it's already in the table because we added it on the table. Normally what you would do is you'd take this off the table like this, so it's not on the table, which means it's not here. So then you'd add it in the filter context, you'd add it on the visual itself. So I'm dropping it right here so that it's on the visual. I'll expand it, and then I'm gonna tell it where it is less than 4 because I only want to return the top 3. You could also do less than or equal to 3. That works as well. And then apply filter. And what it's doing is it's returning the top 3 countries for each within the filter context, right? That's the difference between this and that TOPN function, as I mentioned at the beginning, the pitfalls that do exist. And so now, when you get to 2006, you compare the one on the right to the one on the left. The one on the left is just the same 3 countries for every single year. But over here, we have Australia, United States, and coming in third, we have Canada, which is exactly what we were going for. That's what we wanted. Now, if you want to validate it a little bit further, we already did. We had the rank in there. You can always add the rank back into the table just know that you don't really need to. And then of course, 2009 and 2010, these are years that we do have, so they will show up now that we have some kind of measure with a value. So you can say, something like, hey, if sales is blank, just return blank. Or you could just come in here and you could filter out those years as well. If you wanted to keep the ranking in there, I could change this to like a basic filtering, and then I would choose everything except 2010 and 2009. Now, another thing that could help you on your DAX journey, and I'll put this in the description of this video below as well, is our DAX cheat sheet at pragmaticworks.com, where we have a lot of kind of pre-built DAX expressions that are very common that you use all the time. So if you're new on this journey with DAX and you're like, hey, I want to have those measures, those functions, those common DAX expressions available to me, make sure to go to that link that's in the description below. Click on that, use that whenever it makes the most sense to you. And we're always adding in new content on our free resources there, so that's a good thing as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want more videos like this, if you like this video, if you love this video, let us know in the comments below, because that'll encourage me and the rest of my team to continue doing these DAX videos. If you have specific problems that you'd love to see us do YouTube videos about, let us know about that as well. We're always looking for inspiration, and we really do want to do videos that other people want to see, that add value to you and help you in your everyday job. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. That would be amazing, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.